And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Sparkling Tuna Cup. The Sparkling Tuna Cup number 135 semi-finals. So semi-finals here. Random edition, PTR edition, as well as no shot, by the way. So it might not look like it, but both players just rolled random. Both players, they just picked random and they landed as their main races. God damn it. Spawning in this other hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran. Again, he was random, landing on Terran. It is HonMonO. And you can see he's asking for the race. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, weak race. True. We have the random player, the South Korean player. TVT, okay. Cap. We have the South Korean player, random, but landing on his main race, Zerg. It is SHIN. What are the odds that both players play random and they both land on their main races? So again, HonMonO, he's asking for the race. SHIN does acquiesce, lets him know that it is Zerg eventually. I don't know if HonMonO has let him know. I mean, he said TVT, so HonMonO, he implied what race he landed on as well. And yeah, they're both laughing. Just that they both landed on their main races. Aye. But here we go. So we're going to be opening up a hatch first. Then they're opening out a SHIN. Likewise, so far, interesting placement with a Rax here for HonMonO, going for a Rax expand. Welcome to Winter Madness. Winter Madness is a larger map of the map pool, typically for longer games. But when it comes to specifically both HonMonO and SHIN, specifically HonMonO, he is known for hyper aggression. He's known for 1-base all-ins and 2-base all-ins. So we're expecting like a Rax expand into maybe a 4-Rax 1-base all-in, or sorry, 2-base all-in, or maybe something else up HonMonO's sleeve. We'll see what kind of production he gets into. He's not afraid of meching it up as well. True, so we could see some mech thrown into the mix, or ghost rushes have been very common in the PTR. True, so hey, if anyone's going to ghost rush, we did see Beyond ghost rush a couple of times last week. We saw Beyond ghost rush against Solar, and we saw him ghost rush against HonMonO as well. So Beyond is showcase ghost rushing, and HonMonO, I'm sure he's tempted to do that as well. We'll see if he does set up a bunker back at home. Interesting. So Rax expand into safety bunker, and I'm curious to see what corners we're cutting here and what kind of we're taking into, and what the bunker is going to entail. Basically, we're kind of relinquishing map control. That's why we're going for the bunker. There's no Hellion aggression or no Hellion presence on the map. And yep, we're throwing down extra Raxes. Okay. That is the second Rax being thrown down, and we're expecting more than just 2. Those are our expectations, at least. Meanwhile, SHIN goes across the map, Overlord gets caught, and with that, SHIN is supply blocked for a moment here. Likewise, with the death of that Overlord, also means SHIN does not get into the main. He will not get a scout into the main base, and scouting is paramount against HonMonO. Without that main base scout, it's going to be a tough hold. I'm making the assumption that something crazy is coming his way, but I guess we'll see. Go. So again, we are going to be opening up. It is going to be, oh, it looks like a variation of 2-1-1. Okay. With the factory in production. Behind this, SHIN staying on 2 bases and going into a faster lair. SHIN does skip link speed for this, by the way, so no link speed, a faster lair. This could be a couple different things. Technically, if we were casting someone like Dark, I would float the idea, or even Rogue, float the idea of like a 2-base Nidus all-in, but there's no vision across the map to get into the main base. You can see the Marine here on patrol as well, just in case. So other likelihood here is going to be 2-base Muta. We can see a Roach Warren gets thrown down behind the mineral line, so it's going to be 2-base Roach into most likely a 2-base Roach all in. Meanwhile, Beyond, do you see what I see? Sorry, Beyond. HonMonO, do you see what I see? A third Rax. A third Rax gets thrown down, so this is more committed. This is not a 2-on-1, this is not a standard build. We're going for a third Rax into a starport. This is a 3-1-1 setup. Again, even more committed, even more dedicated play here from HonMonO. Hyper aggression into a very strong stim timing. True. Very strong stim timing. Now, I believe that Shin should be okay with this, especially going into a roach-based play and roach-based mid-game. He should be having a robust enough army to defend against any kind of drop play. The positioning is going to be the most important part, of course, as roaches are very immobile, and defending your third base or natural main against drop play can be very difficult for a roach-playing player, for a roach-based player. But we'll see. So you mean easy race? You mean TBT? Terran? Maybe. Kappa. Watch yourself, Abby. As from here again, we're just building up into stim, getting into our medevac production, and soon to be moving out. Back at home, we do have our roaches amassing. And as we mentioned, like roaches, we should naturally have a roach count in time to be able to defend against this. Question becomes, does Shin start to drone, right? Does he drone up or not? So far, no drones here at the third. Roach speed is on the way, carapace is on the way, and so far we are amassing roaches. Shin, he does get the main, he confirms. Yeah, he does confirm the massive amount of axes, does confirm the lack of third CC, he does confirm the 2 base all in. So big scout by Shin, massing up 6 more roaches. Double drop is coming. And Shin is getting ready. He's getting ready back at home. So far, just force a pickup. Shin is ready at the natural. Nice control by HonMonO. Doesn't lose any marines, but he won't find any damage either. And no major damage. As Shin commits. Behind this, Shin is droning, by the way. He is not all in, but despite that, I will say that Shin can still deal a lot of devastating damage here. The Marines are forced to pick up. There are no tanks within range. Shin shouldn't deny +1, but will still get some damage down here. Denying mining. Okay, who wants that tank? Oh! Does land only 2 miles. Not enough. Tank survives. Better trade here for HonMonO as he does catch one of the roaches. Does get a Ravager? Not quite. Oh! There we go. 2 more roaches going down. Ravager barely does slip away. In the end, that was 9 roaches falling here when it came to that assault. Nice trade here by HonMonO. But remember, HonMonO has no third. There's no follow-up, and yeah, we pull the boys. We pull the boys. So 2 base all in at a HonMonO. What's important is that Shin's already aware. Like, he already knows the 2 base all in is coming his way. And behind this, he is building up more and more roaches. Now, he did run up to 3 base saturation. Was Shin too greedy? As Shin even gets supply block, 7 overlords on the way. Oh my god, now is not the time. Yeah, massive supply block here for Shin. That will slow him down. HonMonO, he has a chance. He has a chance, Pappy. Oof. Yeah, 1 power does graze the army. Crazy army tanks, they're trying to get within range. 1 tank is going to go down. Biles connect. Jesus red with the Marines. So far, avoiding the Biles. But likewise, running out of steam. Yeah, Shin just trying to buy time. Massing up 11 more roaches. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Shin. And it's just taking too long. It's taking too long. These tanks are too far back. We're not able to apply any pressure here. Not with the tanks, at least. Oof. Yeah, Marines are falling. Marines are falling. We force the fight. Every Marine is going to go down, and Shin is getting on top of the tanks. He's getting on top of the tanks. Biles will connect. 1 tank left, down to 0. 0 tanks remaining. The all-in fails, and HonMonO, he has nothing left behind this. He lost how many SCVs? 13. Remember, he had to pull the boys. He pulled the boys. The all-in fails. He's racing back home. There are now liberators, but it's too little too late for that. Ay, ay, ay. Ravagers have arrived. Catching out some of the depots. And Shin could try to commit, by the way. I can see a world where Shin could try to break this position, and successfully so, but Shin, he plays it safe. He backs off, and Shin drones. Shin is droning up back at home, playing it safe instead. Likewise, liberation zones they set up here at the natural. We've got the freedom. Bow's had the freedom, catching out one of the drones. Just denying some mining, no major damage. Distracting Shin. Doom drop here on the right hand side. That's a lot of Marines. That's a lot of medevacs, more importantly. And Marines get in. Not bad. Gets into the mineral line. 9 drones going to be going down. Yeah, gets 9 workers. Dropping into the main. Oh, and the boys are being pulled. Yeah, the boys are getting pulled into the Marines. 25, 26 drones. This is getting out of hand, by the way. 30 drone kills. Oh my god. Okay. I mean, that was really good damage. HonMonO, he's still down to less than half the workers of SHIN. That's like that's the issue here. Is that it shows just how far behind HonMonO has been, as he's still just 2 base all in. So impressive damage, not good enough. Not good enough. Ay, ay, ay. If we had a third CC behind this, different story, but here comes the second wave, the second all-in. Now we have 5 tanks. 5 tanks, 5 liberators. Decent chunk of bio. Contamination here on some of the production. Nice contaminate. Someone is moving in. Ooh, tanks are stacked. Oh no! Yeah, tanks are stacked up. 1 tank goes down. Just the 1 tank so far. Down to 4. HonMonO ideally wants to wedge himself in between the bases. Miles, they catch out one of the liberators. He gets 1. Ooh, he's gonna get 3. Oh my god, so many of them were stacked up there. Ay, ay, ay. So many liberators falling. And with that, HonMonO, he's getting on top of the main army, breaking through the Marines. The tanks are exposed. Miles, they will land. Oof. And with those reinforcements, HonMonO healed his entire army. GG gets called, and SHIN takes a lead in the series 1-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played, as SHIN does take a lead in the series here. Again, HonMonO with a very intense 2-base all-in, was able to deny the scouting, was able to somewhat catch SHIN a little bit off guard. SHIN was even supply block coming into defense, but again, SHIN, he happened to already be opening up roaches, a very safe way to play ZVT. If SHIN was going Ling Bane, different story. This would have been a much more difficult defense if we saw Ling Bane or even attempted Muta Rush as well, but when it came to the builds of choice, SHIN did go for an early Roach Horn into a Roach heavy style, which again is considered to be a safe way to open up to keep you safe against things like this. GG. GG, well played. Thankfully didn't overdrone. We saw that SHIN, he did get up to 3-base saturation. I thought it might be a little bit too greedy to drone up to around 60 workers, 66. There we go, GG. GG, well played. GG, well played. As we are getting into... As we are going to be getting into our second game and spawning in the top right hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the blue, the red Terran. Sorry, they both played random again. We have the random player, the real weak race. True, let's go. Here we go. We have random versus random once again, and in the top right hand corner we have the South Korean, typically Terran, but rolling random, landing on Protoss for Team Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the random player, typically Zerg, but landing on Terran this time, it is SHIN. Let's go. Let us go as we're getting to our fresh series. Once again, a lot of banter between our 2 players here. And not too certain as to what is exactly being said. I do appreciate any help in the chat as well. Hold on, I'll whip out my Google Lens. Oh no. Ah, I see. They're like guessing they're guessing what race they landed on. So HonMonO, he was like, did you get an alien like as your race? He's like, oh, but they're all races. They're all aliens, I should say. True, true. Technically. As HonMonO, he's going for a very committed proxy. Let's go. 3 gates. 3 gates committed across the map here. HonMonO, he's just being a pure animal. Meanwhile, big shout out to Kaylin in the chat. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a great stream. I hope you had a great ladder session. And I hope you get some good rest as well. Because I know it's quite late in the Americas, by the way. So, get some sleep. Aye. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hope you've been enjoying yourself. And welcome, everyone. Welcome one and all to the Sparkling Tuna Cup. This is an open cup that's featuring the PTR. And we have HonMonO versus SHIN. We're mid-series, and both players did play random. They picked random. That's why SHIN is Terran, by the way, as he did land on Terran as random. Meanwhile, let's go. Proxy 3 gate. HonMonO going proxy 3 gates, mass chrono boost here on all 3 zealots. Zealots are going to be rolling in, and SHIN has nothing, by the way. SHIN has 1 marine. SHIN just now trying to scout across the map, just now confirming that everything is missing, by the way. Zealots, they move in, and we got 1 marine to defend. Let's go. We got 1 marine. Bunker gets thrown down, and we can pull the boys, of course. But HonMonO, I'm sure, feeling very happy about what he's seeing here, as there is no factory behind this. Was not a double gas opener. Yeah, single gas versus depot does go down. We're now going for the bunker, and we're trying to buy time. The marauder looks like will pop out. Oof. Yeah, depot is cancelled. Out pops the marauder. Boys are being pulled in so far. Good reactions here by SHIN. Oh, comes in with the surround. Not bad. Yeah, surrounds all 3 zealots. Takes them all down as well. Does lose a lot of workers in the process, though. That's going to be 6 SCVs going down. Now, we do have a mule behind this. We have an orbital, we have mules, and SHIN is still up in workers, technically, still up in workers. HonMonO has not expanded, by the way. So economically, SHIN is in an okay position. Bunker is going to be halfway done. We need a little bit more time for the bunker. Zealots move in, they get punished. Do we just get a free zealot? Oh my god, almost. Casito. We almost get a free zealot. Speaking of free units, oh my god, Stalker, calm down. Yeah, nice punish, very nice. HonMonO, oh no, he's crashing out. Not like this. This was his game. True. Not like this. SHIN Terran, what did I miss? They both picked random. That's why HonMonO is usually Terran, SHIN is usually Zerg, but they both picked random. And this is where we found ourselves. And GG gets called as HonMonO. He can no longer push up the ramp, and with that, SHIN, he will survive the all-in, and SHIN will claim the series 2-0. GG. Whew. Aye. GG, well played with that. Congratulations here to SHIN. He will claim the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. HonMonO crashing out in more ways than one. GG, well played. Congratulations here. Congratulations here to SHIN for claiming the series 2-0. And with that, SHIN will advance on to the grand finals to face off against one of our next 2 players. Let's go. Exclamation mark, be in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. Up next, we do have another TVZ. I mean, it was meant to be a TVZ. Up next, we have Björn versus Hino. That's going to be what should be a Terran versus Zerg matchup, but we might see random again.